Hey, what's going on, sports cards fans? Ray from Philly here on Sunday, January 7th, and I'm here to do two things. First is going to be a baseball book review and then a card room update. I've added a couple of things that you might have already noticed on the second shelf to the left of me over here, but I'll get into that in a little bit. But first, I want to flip the phone around and go through the newest baseball book. And the newest baseball book that I just finished is called The Bubblegum Card War, written by Dean Hanley. It's a small paperback. This was real easy to read. It was about 170 pages. And it's about the bubblegum card wars of the early 50s between Topps and Bowman from 1955 to 51, to 55. Very interesting book, but I'm going to flip the phone around, give you an update on, or a review on what my thoughts were on this book, and show you a couple of room updates. So hold on. Okay, so first off, this is the book that I read. It's called The Bubblegum Card War, written by Dean Hanley. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Dean Hanley is the owner of Dean's Cards, because he's mentioned in here quite a bit in this book. So the story is about when you see Bowman was the king of baseball cards really after World War II in 48, 49, and 50. Cy Berger comes in and takes over and creates this Topps baseball card company, which originally started off as basically just doing candy. And they got into baseball cards. Well, as the 50s went on, 51 was really not a good year for Topps. The design was terrible. Bowman outclassed them in sales and in design. As the years went on, 52, 53, 54, 55, of course, Topps' design got so much better. Bowman's design, especially in 54, was pretty blasé. I like 54 Bowmans now, and I'm sure a lot of you do too as well, but it just didn't have the pizzazz that a 54 Topps did. And then when 55 Bowman with the television sets compared to 55 Topps, you get the idea. The thing is though, Bowman was winning the war when it came to signing contracts with bigger names. It goes through all the names in here of who they had. They had the bigger names during that era of, say, 54 and 55. They were winning the war and getting exclusive rights and contracts with players, but Topps was winning the war in sales. Mainly because the kids just loved the designs, the stats in the back, the cartoonish style in the back really appealed to the kids. So it's a great book. The publisher, I'm going to say, is Mighty Casey Books. This book came out a while ago in 2012. It's the Great Bowman and Topps War sets from 48 to 55. It does go through all of the sets and some interesting things in here. One little note, I know when I got to 53 Topps, 53 Topps doesn't have any rookie card Hall of Famers in there. I mean, there's a lot of Hall of Famers in there, such as Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle, Jackie Robinson, so forth and so on, but there's no rookie cards. So the author does mention that there is one particular rookie card in there that down the road, maybe in the Veterans Committee, could have a shot, and that was Elroy Face. So, of course, I start looking up a 53 Topps Elroy Face rookie, and, it's not bad. A PSA 4 nicely centered one is about $120. So, some little things in here I did learn. It does go through all of the sets each year, and how many cards were each set, the design of each set, who designed them, and who won the sales, which was every year was Topps. And, it's a fun book. If you're a baseball card collector, I had to give this 2 thumbs up. So now the room updates. So all these books I were keeping, like you see on here on the first shelf, I have tons of bobbleheads and things like that. But the second shelf above that, I was keeping all the books. So I wanted to use that second shelf above these bobbleheads, above here, that I'll show in a second. I wanted to use that for something different, so I wanted to take all the books out and put them in a bookcase. So I just bought this bookcase, which is really nice, showing all the books that I've read over the years. And there's, I don't know, 30, 35 books over the past 20 years. And the last book down there is Glory of Their Times. And I'm looking at this and I'm picking out basically what I think are my top favorite. Number one is the last book I read, The Glory of Their Times. Number two is, without a doubt, Ty Cobb, A Terrible Beauty. Number three is Baseball Gods and Scandal, which, where is it here in this? There it is, next to Yogi. Great book about the betting scandal between Ty Cobb and Tris Speaker. Fourth favorite book was Yogi, and then after that I would have to say Sandy Koufax, A Lefty's Legacy, written by Jane Levy. So I will now, put this, in the bookcase shelf. But what I'm using now for the second shelf is I've gotten into, and I've always wanted to get into this fun little project to do, and that was Hartland Statues. Hartland Statues was created in the early 50s in Hartland, Missouri, and they started off basically doing a lot of westerns and things like that, but they didn't get into sports until the late 50s. So they got into doing the baseball set in 58 to 63. There's a total of 18 baseball players in the set. Now, these aren't the original ones. They came out with a 25th anniversary. As you can see there on the box, their 25th anniversary. And these are the reissue ones. The original ones are very expensive. They're minimum $100, $200, $300 for the original ones. And I really didn't feel it necessary to get the originals. They're both made out of plastic. The designs are identical. And I got these from Mike Baseball Collectors. Has been selling cards from the Basement Collection, which he purchased from Dave Blue Jacket 66. And got these actually from JT Triple Crown 24. Bought these three. Now, what I like to show is these boxes here. This is the back of the box. This is the side of the box. And if you put the two together, it makes an absolutely beautiful design. I mean, look at that. That's just great. The likeness of the player, of course, this is Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth, and Hank Aaron. So there's 18 players in this set that came out in 63. Well, originally, it came out in 63, but this is the 25th anniversary. So there's 18 players. 15 of them are Hall of Famers. 3 are not. And the 3 players that are not Hall of Famers are Dick Groat, Rocky Colavito, and Roger Maris. So I'm looking to get all of them. Plus there's 2 additional ones called the Little Leaguer and the Minor Leaguer that were used as cake toppers for kids' birthdays back in the day. So I have 3. I would like to, this is a slow progress. I'm not in any rush to do that. So I just wanted to give a quick show of these statues. If you guys are interested in looking at these or buying these, I would recommend it for display. They're just great to really spruce up your baseball card man cave. And there's the other statue over there. So the bookcase, I love reading baseball books. Like I said, The Glory of Their Times was my favorite book of all time. I highly recommend getting the Bubblegum Cold War. My newest book just came in today from Amazon. Looking forward to starting that. So there you go. There was my book review, Bubblegum Card Wars, and a card room update on the baseball bookcase and Hartland Statues. So I highly recommend looking into these. They're fun. They're great display if you have the room. Yeah, they look great. So unfortunately, I think Mike JT told me is sold out of the statue, so I'll be just continuing to look. For the reissues, go for about $30, $40. And the hardest ones, actually, hold on one second. I want to get the list of who the players are, and I'll show you that.
Okay,
hold on.
so I just wanted to show you the list of players. I pulled this from, there's actually a website called heartlandstatues.com, and it gives you the whole history of Hartland Statues. Founded in 1941 in Hartland, Wisconsin. The 1940s, Hartland Plastics got its start making various plastic products for personal and business use. In the 1950s, as you can see here, they got into a lot of Western stuff like the Lone Ranger, things like that. And in 1958, Hartland introduced their iconic baseball player line. It was first conceived as a way to keep producing products year-round by keeping workers employed in the winter and making products to be sold in the summer. Based on those sketches, 17 statues were crafted. An 18th statue of retired Yankee legend Babe Ruth was sculptured from pictures. The first 5 player statues released were Hank Aaron, Eddie Matthews, Warren Spahn, Mickey Mantle, and Babe Ruth. And look at these prices back then. They were sold at baseball stadiums and select retailers for $1.98 each. And here is the complete lineup. So I'll go through them real quick. I hope you can see them. Hank Aaron, Nellie Fox, Mickey Mantle, Willie Bays, Ernie Banks, Duke Snyder, Luis Aparicio, Harmon Killebrew, Dick Groat, Rocky Colavito with the Detroit Tigers, Ted Williams, Yogi Berra, Eddie Matthews, Warren Spahn, Babe Ruth, Stan Musial, Don Drysdale, Roger Maris, and of course there is the Little Leaguer and the Minor Leaguer as well. There's 18 players here, 15 are Hall of Famers. The 3 aren't are Dick Groat, Rocky Colavito, and Roger Maris. The 2 toughest ones to get from the research that I've been doing that are hard to find, especially in the original, is Luis Aparicio and Nellie Fox, probably because maybe they just didn't make as many of them. But I'm not sure about the reissue ones. I myself am going with the 25th anniversary reissue. Okay, and actually, I'm going to actually share a channel here where I also highly recommend you guys checking out this channel. And this channel does a great 2-part review on the history of Hartland Statues. Just a great channel. I'm going to share this channel with you right here if I can. Hold on. Okay, and this channel is called The Stuff of Greatness. So I'm going to go through where you'll see there's a 2-part episode where he shows the Hartland statues. Here they are right here. Now, I don't know. I'm going to play a little bit of it. I don't know if you'll be able to hear.
Immense popularity of Western TV today. Of course, they've gotten much more expensive.
You have how many? 18 here?
There's 18 basic figures.
So yeah, there you have it. I'll put the link down below. It's called The Stuff of Greatness. Check it out for Hartland Statues. So I wanted to just show a book review. This was like my 12th book review, really getting into reading baseball books, the Bubblegum Card Wars, and updates to the room with Hartland Statues that you see over there. There's Aaron, Ruth, and Mantle. All right, guys, I will be back later on a couple days from now with more videos. Until then, like I always say, have fun with it. See you real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.